Welcome to our God-Inspired Teachings channel. The word today is, can prayer change God's mind? There are examples in the Old and New Testament where God reversed a decision he had made because someone prayed, talked, or communicated with him. Following are a few examples as to how prayer changed a decision God had made. King Hezekiah is one of my favorites. The prophet Isaiah went to King Hezekiah and told him God said for him to set his house in order because he is going to die. Hezekiah did not want to die, so he turned his face towards the wall and prayed to the Lord. The Lord heard Hezekiah's prayer, and God reversed his decision and gave Hezekiah 50 more years to live. This account is found in 2 Kings 20:1 through 5. In those days Hezekiah was sick unto death. And the prophet Isaiah the son of Amoz came to him and said unto him, Thus saith the Lord, set thy house in order, for thou shalt die, and not live. Then Hezekiah, turned his face to the wall and prayed unto the Lord, saying, I beseech thee, O Lord, remember now how I have walked before thee in truth, and with a perfect heart, and have done that which is good in thy sight. And Hezekiah wept sore. And it came to pass, afore Isaiah was gone out into the middle of the court, that the word of the Lord came to him, saying, Turn again, and tell Hezekiah, the captain of my people, Thus saith the Lord, the God of David thy father, I have heard thy prayer, I have seen thy tears. Behold, I will heal thee, and on the third day thou shalt go up into the house of the Lord. Thus King Hezekiah's prayers reversed God's decision. Another example is Moses. When God wanted to consume the children of Israel, Moses prayed to God and asked him to turn from his fierce wrath and repent of this evil against his people. We find that after Moses prayed, the Lord repented of the evil which he thought to do unto his people and reversed his decision. This is found in Exodus 32:9 through 14. And the Lord said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. Now therefore let me alone, that my wrath may wax hot against them, that I may consume them, and I will make thee a great nation. And Moses besought the Lord his God, and said, O Lord, why doth thy wrath wax hot against thy people, which thou hast brought forth out of the land of Egypt with great power, and with a mighty hand? Wherefore should the Egyptians speak and say, For mischief did he bring them out, to slay them in the mountains, and to consume them from the face of the earth? Turn from thy fierce wrath, and repent of this evil against thy people. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, thy servants, to whom thou swarest by thy own self, and saith unto them, I will multiply your seed as the stars of the heaven, and all of this land that I have spoken of will I give unto your seed, and they shall inherit it forever. And the Lord repented of the evil which he had thought to do unto his people. Thus Moses' prayers caused God to reverse his decision. Another account in the Old Testament is about Hannah, who the Lord had shut up her womb, and she was unable to bear children. During the biblical times, a woman's worth was often tied to her ability to bear children, and was also a symbol of God's favor. Barrenness was considered a curse, and that God's favor was not on them, and oftentimes they faced ridicule from other women. Barrenness also presented a tremendous amount of stress on the woman because she was always living in fear that her husband might reject her for another woman. Therefore, these were the circumstances that Hannah was enduring. She was at her wits' end, and so when she went to the temple to pray in her anguish and bitterness of soul, she cried out to the Lord for a child, and promised God if he would give her a child, she would give the child back to God. 1 Samuel 1:5 through 6. He, her husband, loved Hannah, but the Lord had shut up her womb. And her adversary also provoked her sore, for to make her fret because the Lord had shut up her womb. 1 Samuel 1:10-17, when she was at the temple, and she was in bitterness of soul, and prayed unto the Lord, and wept sore. And she vowed a vow, and said, O Lord of hosts, if thou wilt indeed look upon the affliction of thy handmaiden, and remember me, and not forget thy handmaiden, but give unto thy handmaiden a man child, then I will give him to the Lord all the days of his life, and there shall no razor come upon his head. And it came to pass, as she continued praying before the Lord, that Eli marked her mouth. Now Hannah, she spake in her heart, only her lips moved, but her voice was not heard. Therefore Eli thought she had been drunken. And Eli said unto her, How long wilt thou be drunken? Put away thy wine from thee. And Hannah answered and said unto him, No, my Lord, I am a woman of sorrowful spirit. I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but have poured out my soul before the Lord. Count not thy handmaiden for a daughter of Baal, for out of the abundance of my complaint and grief I have spoken hereunto. Then Eli answered and said, Go in peace, and the God of Israel grant thy petition that thou hast asked of him. 1 Samuel 1:20. Wherefore it came to pass, when the time was come, about after Hannah had conceived, that she bare a son, and called his name Samuel, saying, Because I have asked him of the Lord. Therefore, because Hannah prayed, God reversed his decision, opened up her womb, and she gave birth to a son called Samuel. All of the above examples were found in the Old Testament. So now I would like to bring your attention to a situation in the New Testament where Jesus Christ reversed his decision, crossed over racial barriers, and granted the request of a persistent Greek woman. This is found in Matthew 15:22-28. And behold, a woman of Cana came out of the same coast, and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with the devil. But he answered her not a word. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, Send her away, for she crieth after us. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. But he answered and said, It is not meet to take the children's bread and cast it to the dogs. And she said, Truth, Lord, yet the dogs eat the crumbs which fall from their master's table. Then Jesus answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith. Be it unto thee even as thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole from that very hour. Therefore, even Jesus Christ reversed his decision because of a persistent prayer of a Greek woman. Hebrews 13:8 says, Jesus Christ the same yesterday, today, and forever. Acts 10:34, I perceive that God is no respecter of persons. Therefore, if you have a situation in your life that needs a divine reversal, then keep on praying, keep on seeking, and keep on knocking. Jeremiah 29:13, And you shall seek me and find me when you shall search for me with all your heart. Luke 11:9-10, And I say unto you, Ask, and it shall be given to you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. For every one that asketh receiveth, and he that seeketh findeth, and to him that knocketh it shall be opened. James 5:16, The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. Hebrews 11:6, But without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. 1 John 5:14-15, And this is the confidence that we have in him, that, if we ask anything according to his will, he heareth us. And if we know that he hears us, whatsoever we ask, we know that we have the petitions that we desire of him. Galatians 6:9, And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Thank you for listening. If you have any comments, questions, or need prayer, our email addresses are listed below. May God's blessings rain down upon you continually.